crest to go on the podium for graduation.
Like in 2 days.
Yeah, it just like sucked in all the grass.
Well, because I was cutting grass.
This project, you can see it's like staying behind. So we just got a whole nother piece of wood and did not paint it.
I can just touch it and it peels. I guess you can do a hole when you're doing your laser cut. That probably would have been smart to do. Too long than two, but it's going to go into this part.
It is?
Yeah.
You're not going to want to see the ring.
You're not going to see the ring.
I'm not saying that's where I want it. That's the bottom of that.
That's going to be good enough for government work right there.
Meet Blair and Shannon, siblings and co-owners of Local Stature. Join them as they navigate the ups and downs of running a laser engraving business together. From creative projects with their laser machines to behind-the-scenes challenges. They're here to share it all. Don't forget to subscribe and follow along on their journey.
This weekend we did a rush order to make a crest for another local high school, a school that your wife used to work at, that they needed a crest to go on the podium for graduation. That's this week.
That's like in 2 days.
Yeah. And they wanted to be able to use it for other things later on, not just for that. So we kind of threw a design together and got to working on it. And of course had some hiccups with material.
Always.
Yeah.
It's the paint finish. That's where our...
And the, why can't I think of the word? Masking.
Oh yeah, the masking was weird. Yeah,
It was leaving the sticky residue on the first large cutout that we made. And so we ended up just saying, okay, we're trashing this and we're going to redo it.
Right.
And also because we were like, all right, well then we'll just repaint it. So we ended up, instead of having things pre-painted, we cut everything out bare pretty much. And then did our little lay down on tape and then sprayed everything and then put it back in and glued it. So
no, I think it looks good though.
I think so too.
I think it was just the heat and the humidity today because we kept the door open all weekend.
Yeah, and it was really warm that day and super humid because it's been like very rainy and whatnot. So we have been using this clear masking that was working great for a project. But this project, you can see it's like staying behind. And it was staying behind on every single one of these letters. And at first we were like, okay, well, the letters are going to have to be painted white. So I'll just clean them off with alcohol and then paint them. But then it's like, no, it was just not.
Well, that would have turned into hours.
Yeah, it was going to take, because there's so many letters and it was taking forever and it wasn't coming off. And then it was just, yeah. So we were just like, screw it. Let's just throw this away and start fresh. So we just got a whole nother piece of wood and did not paint it. And cut everything out and then sprayed it.
Yeah. Typically we like to paint.
We didn't put masking on it.
Typically we like to paint everything first and then put masking tape on it. Cut it, we just peel the masking tape off, we go ahead and glue. This one, we had the issue, so we decided, all right, we'll just recut everything just in wood.
Natural wood, yeah.
And then we'll paint individual with spray paint.
But what we do...
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah. So like all the letters you can
I always take a piece of blue tape and just do it across here, and then we just stick the letters to it so that it holds them in place since they're light, and then just take and spray it. And then that way they don't move. And that's what we did for the letters. And then it was super windy that day, so I had to actually make like a paint booth with a fold-out table and some sheets to spray the ring and to spray the other R. This was like extra because this one was one of the sticky ones, I think. And so I ended up cleaning this up and we just figured we'd spray this and then give this to them.
Yeah, and just sit on the desk or whatever.
Yeah, because it's like, what are we going to do with it? But, so we had a lot of extra.
Yeah. A
lot of extra letters that are all sticky. But in the meantime, we decided we wanted to thicken out the letters because they were kind of thin. And even though they were going to be inset in the sign, we figured why not, since we were going to have to redo it.
You can see the eye right here. I can just touch it and it peels and breaks. So we just did that offset, thickened up the letters a little bit. Even though they're going to be reinserted, I didn't want to take the chance. And also one, it doesn't pick up enough paint to actually see it. So we thickened those up and corrected that. So the new looks a whole lot better.
Yeah. So we've just been letting this sit and cure. So all we have left to do is attach something to hang on the back, and then we will seal it after we do that. Throw one more last coat of sealant after we wipe it off, because it is quite dusty outside, and every time we open the garage, something flies in here.
We got to put some way of attaching it to their podium. So we're just going to put a D hook on the back. So the goal is to figure out where's the top. How do you figure out the top on a round? Unless you make I guess you could do a hole when you're doing your laser cut. Mm-hmm. That probably would have been smart to do. Mm-hmm. At least I have a mark on the back. So probably what we'll have to do today is you want your R to be level.
Do you need me to come over there? Or
Yeah, so what I'm going to have you do is have you just level this thing up.
so you want me to come over there?
Yeah, why don't you come over here and do that? And if somebody out there has a better way of doing this, would be awesome.
I'm sure there's many ways to do it.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
Oh, hold on.
I don't know, I'm just kind of getting some tapes where I think they need to be. That's going to be good enough for government work right there. You tell me when you're level.
I'm level.
That's my center mark. And then keep all our stuff organized over here. And so we'll put a D-ring on here. And usually these things are floppy. And so you see like this one lays all the way down. Like this. I like to make sure that the back side goes, that this hangs out at 90 degrees. Too thick?
Mm-hmm. Too long.
Too long what then? Then two or three?
Too long than two.
Too long than two, but it's going to go into this part.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay. I didn't know it was going that high. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, so I would rather put it right here.
And that.
Yeah, so I'll figure out where the...
Okay, if it's going up that high, then cool. I just wanted to make sure. Do we need to measure down to make sure?
Okay, good.
Okay.
You think that's too high to the top?
I mean, you're not going to want to see the ring.
Well, you're not going to see the ring.
If they're hanging it on something right there.
Well, you're not going to sit down here either.
Yeah, but if you put it down there, it's going to come through the wood.
Okay, then we'll use shorter skirts.
Okay.
Somehow, some way. Let's see if I got some shorter ones in.
Okay. I mean, it's not where I want it. It's just there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah.
Why don't we measure how far it has to go down?
Okay. Let's go straight through. We have a smaller one somewhere. Here, I just do a single. And that's where you want it?
Well, I'm not saying that's where I want it. That's the bottom of that third layer.
Okay.
So it has to be
between here and there.
Yeah. So as long as those screws. Okay, see, that's fine.
These are tiny, and these will hold. So we can go this route if we wanted to. And that will definitely won't show up. Mm-hmm. I think that would be fine right there. So
you think that's strong enough for this?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You think it's strong enough? Then yeah. Oh.
What?
We need to stamp it because we didn't engrave the back of it.
Dead center of the back?
Oh, I was going to put it on the bottom.
Oh, sure. Why not? Doesn't matter. As long as it's got a stamp on there. Nice. I like the letters that are they're flush in here, so you don't have to worry about it. They can throw it around, not throw it around, but they don't have to be so sensitive about breaking a letter off there. So this is all one level. So this
I do like that a lot. Yeah.
That was my biggest worry when they said, "Oh, we're going to put it on the podium. Oh, we're going to move it here." Things, worked in school for 20 years with my wife, and things just get tossed around and lost and
thrown in a closet.
Until the following week and the following year, and they're like, "Oh crap, something got broken," so they end up throwing away. This they can keep. And like I said, this looks good enough to be on their podium, but they actually, the principal could hang it in the office, and so every year she wants to, she can pull it down and take it with her to its graduation. So I think it's pretty cool.
Is that straight up and down?
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay.
Awesome. Let's get some more.